Welcome back, Book Fiends, to Wicked Good Books, a channel dedicated to books and things book adjacent. My name is Nick and I'm the host of this channel. How is everybody doing? Welcome back. I'm putting together a quick video here to just kind of go over our current reads and what I've been up to. Lots of changes on the channel lately, if you haven't noticed. Got some new content coming out. We launched our official Wicked Good Books Patreon. I'll put a link down below for anybody interested. We launched our first Discord Patreon buddy read exclusive. We are reading H.M. Long's Hall of Smoke, which we'll be talking about in this video. Super excited for that one. And yeah, just a lot of cool stuff going on. This is a month that we're going to also be putting together the lottery system for the D&D 5e module one-shot for Rime of the Frostmaiden. Really excited to run that game for everyone and check it out. I love D&D, I love books and books adjacent, and this is like the perfect combination of the two. It's been a while since I checked in with what I was reading. I've gone through a lot of books recently. I read Susanna Clarke's Piranesi, which is really, really wonderful. I gave it 5 stars. Just an absolutely beautiful book. I can't wait to reread it. The audiobook was incredible, and the physical copy is really stunning. It has really awesome embossed art on the hardcover on the naked spine. Really enjoyed that one. I also read St. Gibson's Dowry of Blood. It was such a phenomenal little gem that I did not plan on finding. It just kind of crossed my path, and I just jumped on it, ordered it from online, and came to my house, and I read it probably in like 3 days. It was a Dracula retelling, but from the bride's perspective, but very different. It had some real good Castlevania vibes, some great sapphic content, and I think it is just should be on everyone's TBRs. If not now, save it for Halloween. It makes a really good October read, I think. But honestly, I'm so happy I read it, and I can't wait to read more of what this author puts out. Really a phenomenal retelling of the Dracula story through a different lens. I don't think it was less related to Bram Stoker's Dracula, and it felt more of like the Dracula, the collective consciousness of Dracula, the stories surrounding the character. And he certainly wasn't the main character. And it's really, really good. I highly recommend it for anybody looking for a little gem of a read that you can read in a couple of days, and it'll leave a lasting impression on you. I was highlighting quotes throughout the whole book. March going into April, I read a ton of manga. I was catching up on Attack on Titan, as well as starting to read The Promised Neverland, because I started watching the anime, and I wanted to read up to the first season, so the first 5 volumes. Read the first volume of Promised Neverland, absolutely loved it. I have a video down below talking about more of the manga that I've read, and that I suggest. I'll post that down below as well. With Attack on Titan, I was super behind on the manga, but all caught up on the anime up to season 3. And when I saw season 4 came out, I wanted to wait till they were close to the end, because I wanted to be able to binge it all and watch it all in one go, because I love it so much. But I know this is the final season, and I got halfway through the season and realized that the manga is a little further along than the anime, and they're going to break up the final season into 2 parts. And that kind of made me happy for more content, more Attack on Titan, but also I just was eager to know what happens, because this is the final season. The stakes have never been higher. So I ended up caving in and just buying all the mangas for the season 4. Because I had read just about up to there in the hard form mangas. A couple days ago, actually, I finished volumes 30, 31, and 32. Truly have a near and dear place in my heart. I love this story so much. Attack on Titan is one of the greatest mangas and animes of all time, in my personal opinion. It's also one of the most inspirational stories for me. It means a lot to me. And this is the final arc. This is the final season of the anime, and it's the final. There's only 2 mangas left. Volume 33 comes out this month in April, and 34 comes out in October, I believe. And then that's it. No more Attack on Titan, and that it's like a knife to my heart, and I just can't wait to see how it all wraps up and ties together. And it means so much to me. The story, the stake, like I said before, the stakes have never been higher. People that I care about are being very hurt, or in very dire circumstances and dire straits, and it's epic on every sense of the word. I just feel like I can't believe how much is happening in each chapter, and I'm very excited to see how they adapt it now into the anime. But yeah, Attack on Titan, if you haven't checked it out, they're both phenomenal, manga or the anime. I highly recommend both, and I feel like reading and watching it, there's enough difference between the two of them to really enjoy both mediums, but highly recommend that one. Again, I mentioned that in my manga video, and I'll link that down below. Yeah, that was it for my manga reads for March going to April. I'm taking a break now in manga to get back to my graphic novels and my novels that I'm trying to get through. T.J. Klune's House on the Cerulean Sea is another book I'm trying to get to this month. I'm going to be reading that with my wife. She actually already started the audiobook and is, I think, 4 or 5 chapters into it and really loving it. She already told me it makes her feel super happy and wholesome, and that's kind of what I gather from everyone else. If you haven't heard of the story of the House on the Cerulean Sea, from what I know about it, I know very little. It has to do with an orphanage for gifted children that have some sort of either powers or supernatural abilities, and a man named Linus who is hired to be the caretaker of the grounds, like a groundskeeper almost of the orphanage. And it's supposed to be super heartfelt and wholesome, and I think it's been described as like a weighted blanket, which I definitely need right now. So really excited to get to that one and be able to share that experience with my wife. I love reading books with her. She finally just finished Eye of the World, and we'll be reading The Great Hunt pretty soon. So as a real-time lover, I'm very excited for that one. Hoping to get to that after I finish the next read, which is Children of Dune by Frank Herbert, which is the 3rd book in the Dune series. Absolutely loving it, as almost I expected I would. I had a lot of friends who finished Children of Dune saying that I would like it, and I stopped and read Winds of Dune after Dune Messiah, which is the Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson book that takes place in between the two, because I heard it was not necessarily needed to enjoy the 3rd book, but it almost made the reading experience better. And yeah, I'm going to do a whole video on the Dune series, and I think I'll actually be on Books for Brittany's channel talking about Dune coming up on one of her live shows. But Children of Dune, man, it is awesome. It is everything I love in sci-fi and sci-fantasy. I've really come to terms with the fact that sci-fantasy is just my favorite genre. It's wild. It's so much cooler than I could have imagined it would be. I'm actually liking it better than the 2nd book, and it's almost tied for the 1st book. I'm really curious to see how it goes. I'm about halfway through it, so I'll check in with a full review, I think, once I finish it. I just can't believe the later books in the Dune series get so much flack. At least what I see online. They truly are amazing. I really am enjoying my time reading them. Which brings me to my next read by the author Liu Sin. The Wandering Earth is a collection of short stories. I don't know. I think they're related to the Three-Body Problem, which I've heard really great things about from friends. But then when I check reviews, I hear very poor things. So I'll be really curious to see if anybody's read the Three-Body Problem, what they think of it, and if they think I would like it. If they recommend it, please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Just because I love talking to people in the community and seeing what you guys think. But The Wandering Earth, I grabbed this one because I saw that Netflix had done a film adaptation of some of the stories in this one, and I watched the trailer and it looked pretty amazing. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I don't know much about it other than it's science fiction, like high sci-fi, and takes place on Earth, it seems, during either post-apocalyptic or I'm not really sure. It has something to do with like the Earth dying or about to be destroyed, and these people trying to come to terms with that. That's all I know about it. I don't know much, but the cover was super gorgeous and compelling. And I heard mixed things about the Three-Body Problem, so I figured I'll try short stories out. If I dig his writing, maybe I'll check out Three-Body Problem. Aside from a few books I'm trying to get to this month, the one I'm currently reading at this moment is Hollow Smoke by H.M. Long. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the first buddy read on our Patreon server on Discord. Everyone seems to really be enjoying it. The writing is gorgeous, the world building is really intriguing, and I'm really digging the Norse vibes that it has. It's giving me big God of War vibes, actually, but I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to see how it ends, and you can be looking forward to a full review from me, spoiler free, probably coming towards the end of the month once we finish it, after we've had time to discuss it. As I mentioned at the start of this video, I am currently making my way through the D&D 5e module, Rime of the Frostmaiden, for the one-shot that I'll be running next month with my patrons. 5 members will be putting their name into a hat. Essentially, whoever's selected will get a chance to be able to sit at the table to play D&D with us for a night online using Roll20 and Discord, and probably either Zoom or Skype. I'm really excited to see how this one goes. I love Icewind Dale. I was raised on the Legend of Driss books, so returning to the setting in a 5e module is super exciting for me. And I'm about halfway through it, and I'm loving some of the content and some of the game mechanics for this one, especially with ones involving weather, and some of the really unique creatures, although I think I'm more fascinated by some of the maps that I'm seeing, as well as some of the boss creatures that are really compelling. So I think I already have an idea what the one-shot's going to be, so I'm really excited to start putting that together. And yeah, so if you're interested in joining us, again, check down below the Patreon link and see how you can get involved. And it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to rolling some dice with you guys. And that doesn't just go for people that have played D&D before. If you haven't never played D&D before and interested in learning, that's a whole other thing. I love to teach as much as I know. I'm still learning myself, but even if you haven't played D&D before, you can still join the Patreon, still join our game, and we'll teach you as you go. It's meant to be fun. Nothing is super serious, and it's more light and enjoyable for my patrons and me to get into. I'm probably going to put together a mini video, more vlog style, of us playing the game and post it here so that people can see it and see what it looks like and what it's all about, in case you want to get a more behind the scenes look at that game. But I don't think I'll be doing a full live stream of the game, at least not yet, nor do I think I'll be doing a full long 2-hour or 3-hour video of it, because I don't think, I mean, I'm sure someone out there wants to watch that content, but that's a lot to edit and put together. So for brevity's sake, and for us to enjoy the game being in the moment, I'm probably going to do more of a vlog style for at least the first game to see how that goes. I know I'll be joined by our very special guest, Bookborn. She will be the guest player for that one of the 5 players. So I'm super excited to have her in the game at the table. And I already have some ideas on how I'm going to, I can't reveal it here because they could be watching. It could be any of you that could join us at the table, but I already have some pretty interesting ideas of how that game's going to go, so I'm looking forward to that one. Other than that, guys, that's kind of what I'm currently reading right now. It's kind of a slower month. I read a lot of manga last month, but the books I'm reading right now I'm really enjoying. They're just bringing me like happiness and intrigue, so I'd love to talk to you guys about what you're reading currently. Drop the titles down below, we can discuss some more. And like I said, don't forget to check out the Patreon if you want to join the conversation or join the buddy read. Just check out the link down below to see how you can get involved with the Patreon community. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for your support, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay wicked.